What's good, YouTube? I hope you're having a great day. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about the White Ghost. The White Ghost is theorized to be the flagship of Monster Hunter Wilds. So I thought in this video we'd try to do some research and try to figure out, well, what is the White Ghost? What do I think it is? And try to theorize and predict what it could be. So this is a super serious video. If I say anything that you may dislike, just put it down in the comments. Guys, it's a fun little video. Let's discuss, what do you think the White Ghost is? What do you think the monster could be? The element it is. Let's just discuss what you think off the top of your head. What do you think it is? There's a ton of people that don't subscribe to the channel, so if you like what you see here and want to see more in the future, such as builds, theories, and discussions, go ahead and drop that subscribe. Let's try to get 5. So the first bit of information that I found about the White Ghost is some type of Reddit post. Wilds is in fact a very scenic game and seems to want to apply an approach to the story very similar to that of World and Iceborne, but with even more speculation. In the recipe, your hunter in practice is assigned to protect the boy named Nata, who escaped from the mysterious Keeper village after the attack of a monster known as the White Fury. So, White Fury, well, what does Fury mean? Well, Fury has many definitions, but the one that comes a lot is wild or violent anger, right? So, rage, anger, wrath, passion, outrage, and temper, that's usually what Fury means. It's some form of rage, wrath, and anger. You feel me? In Greek mythology, the Furies is known as an entity of retribution and vengeance. The Furies, also known as Erinyes, were Greek goddesses of retribution and vengeance. They punish men who committed heinous crimes such as murder, perjury, and offenses against the gods. The Furies were the daughters of Gaia, Earth, and were associated with blood, guilt. The symbols that the Furies have in Greek mythology says here is viper. So it's some type of serpent or something. So we have a serpent or viper that is potentially vengeful at this particular village for some reason. When I searched up White Fury, this is one of the things that popped up. Light Furies can turn each of her scales into tiny mirrors that reflect her surroundings, making her appear to be completely invisible. She can blend into the skies during the daylight hours and hide seamlessly in the clouds, sea fog, and distant horizons. So this could probably be the ghostly part of the monster description. I have a better guess though, and I want to save that for later. So let's take a look at this. This is the Monster Hunter Wilds symbol, monster symbol icon. Yeah, next to the Monster Hunter Wilds logo, and this very much looks very serpent-like. It's very entangled. It looks freaky. Looks very snake-like though. You see what I'm saying? Another thing I want to point out, what are the circles? Is this monster going to make more serpents? Are those wings? What are the droplets? Is that smoke? Is that water? What is that? Steam? What is that? We don't know. We don't know what that is. So like I said in many other videos and in my comment section, I think most of the monsters in Monster Hunter Wilds will be completely new created monsters. And that's not excluding this one right here. So I think the next monster, or the new Elder Dragon, or the flagship, whatever you want to call it, is a Quetzalcoatl. I think that because of the symbol that we just analyzed, the serpent with the circles and the droplets, I don't know, it just seems so similar to this. And in my head, I think that the serpent will be flying. Another thing is what is the ghostly aspect of it? Well, maybe the serpent has some type of way of making smoke, and maybe it blends into that smoke and it's hard to see, and that gives it its ghostly appearance. I just saw something and I just realized that the two pictures, they have the same color, the greenish and then the yellow or orange. They have the same colors. I just thought that was a crazy coincidence. Another thing I want to add is something I also searched up. The question I asked, is smoke flammable? And the article says, you may be surprised. On the bottom says, smoke can be flammable, though it's not always. Smoke is produced by incomplete combustion of the fuel in a fire that leaves unburnt fuel in the smoke that can ignite when the ideal combustion on fuel, heat, and oxygen is reached. So I think this monster can produce a ton of smoke, and it's white smoke, so it's probably the why it's called the white ghost. Um, and I think it's a serpent, some type of flying serpent, Quetzalcoatl. I think some type of Quetzalcoatl, or maybe it's some type of two-headed Quetzalcoatl, you know, serpent thing. Regardless, I think it's a Quetzalcoatl. I think it produces smoke, and I think it has a way to ignite that smoke. If I had to guess the element of this monster, I would say fire and water. That way it can make some type of steam or smoke or something, right? It could create some type of combustion internally and spew it out. Anyways, what do you think of my theory discussion video? Do you think it's a serpent? Do you think it's something else? Do you think I'm wrong? Maybe you came up with a different conclusion than I have. Personally, I think this is what it is, but it's just a fun little discussion video, theorized video. Anyway, stay awesome, stay safe. Much love, peace out.